Hi, this is Humboldt Harvey, and I've noticed that quite a few of you out there struggle with AA's Big Book. It's written in a 1930s fashion and uses a lot of big words. At the time, they thought that that was the way to reach their audience. Today, there's quite a few people, and always have been, that don't really relate to it that well and find it hard to understand. This is a short form, and it's just a synopsis, nothing more, of AA's Big Book. We're going to start with the doctor's opinion. The doctor's opinion is in the first part of the book called Alcoholics Anonymous. It's like a letter from a very important doctor who has treated a lot of people with a sickness called alcoholism. He talks about how doctors used to think that alcoholics just had problems in their minds, but says that's not all of it. He explains that their bodies are also sick and they can't control their drinking because of a strong craving for alcohol. One big idea in the letter is about a psychic change. It's when someone who couldn't stop drinking suddenly can because they changed how they think and feel about themselves and alcohol. The doctor tells a story about a man who was very sick from drinking. He thought there was no hope for him, but after getting help and believing in a new way to live, he stopped drinking and became a happy person again. The doctor also talks about different kinds of people who have trouble with alcohol. Some try really hard to stop but can't. Others don't even think they have a problem. But the doctor says they all share something in common. They can't just have one drink without wanting more and more. He says the only solution is not to drink at all. Big quote from the letter is when the doctor says, "Men and women drink essentially because they like the effect produced by alcohol. This means that people drink because it makes them feel good, even though it's not good for them." Another important quote is when he talks about the psychic change, saying, once the psychic change has occurred, the very same person who seemed doomed suddenly finds himself easily able to control his desire for alcohol. This means when people change the way they think about alcohol, they can stop drinking and feel much better. Bill's story is a journey of struggle, hope, and redemption. Chapter 1. Bill's Story. Bill's story is a journey of struggle, hope, and redemption. It begins with Bill's excitement as a young soldier, filled with the thrill of war and the admiration of his peers. However, this excitement soon leads him to alcohol as a way to cope with loneliness and anxiety. Reflecting on his early experiences with liquor, he recalls, "I forgot the strong warnings and the prejudice of my people concerning drink. As Bill's life progresses, alcohol becomes a constant companion, accompanying him through his career pursuits and financial ambitions. Despite warnings from friends and family, he becomes increasingly reliant on alcohol, even justifying his drinking by claiming that it enhances his creativity and intellect. He reminisces, the most majestic constructions of philosophical thought were so derived. However, Bill's downward spiral accelerates with the crash of the stock market in 1929. He finds himself caught in a cycle of drinking and despair, experiencing financial ruin and strained relationships. He describes the chaos of the times, stating, "The papers reported men jumping to death from the towers of high finance. That disgusted me." Despite repeated attempts to control his drinking, Bill finds himself unable to break free from alcohol's grip. He experienced the moments of clarity and resolve, only to be followed by relapse and despair. He vividly recounts the torment of those dark days, confessing, "The remorse, horror, and hopelessness of the next morning are unforgettable." It's not until Bill encounters an old friend who has found sobriety through faith that he begins to see a glimmer of hope. He recalls his friend's transformation, remarking, "For a brief moment, I had needed and wanted God. There had been a humble willingness to have him with me, and he came." With the support of his friends and a newfound belief in a higher power, Bill embarks on a journey of recovery. He learns to let go of his pride and self-will, surrendering himself to the care of a loving God. He reflects on this transformation, saying, "I placed myself unreservedly under his care and direction. I admitted for the first time that of myself I was nothing, that without him I was lost." Through faith and selflessness, Bill finds not only sobriety, but also purpose. He becomes dedicated to helping others who are struggling with alcoholism. Sharing his story and offering support to those in need, He finds fulfillment in this service, observing, "Each day, my friend's simple talk in our kitchen multiplies itself in a widening circle of peace on earth and goodwill to men." In Bill's story, we see the power of faith, humility, and compassion to overcome even the darkest of struggles. It serves as a reminder that no matter how dire the circumstances may seem, there is always hope for redemption and renewal.